you here ready for this massive Uranus Mars North Node conjunction? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about why this being in Taurus is huge, if not revolutionary, plus how to honor you and your business during this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful portal. And you're going to want to stay tuned to the end because I want to pull some cards from Danielle Noel's newest deck, The Ocean Dreams. So keep watching. What's good, everyone? My name's Sabrina Riccio. I'm a shamanic brand strategist who's here to help sovereign CEOs and golden age leaders, what I like to call my sacred disruptors, revolutionize the world with their medicine through sovereign embodiment, mystical marketing, and overall brand strategy. If you're new to my channel, I invite you to click subscribe and ring that little bell so you can know when upcoming videos are coming, because I have so much medicine coming your way that's going to help you unleash your medicine. So let's talk about, I don't know about you, but like this powerful day I have been patiently waiting for. And I'm so excited to be sharing with you how you can make the most of it. I'm talking about this North Node Mars Uranus conjunction that's happening at 18 degrees Taurus. If you know me, I'm a 9, so my birthday's the 9th. So the fact that it's an 18, 1 plus 8 is 9, makes it even that much more exciting for me, because when you embrace the medicine of Tantric Numerology, which is one of my favorite components of Kundalini Yoga, the 9 has to deal with the subtle body. So essentially, what the subtle body is about is that if you give yourself this opportunity to get radically honest that who you are and the energy you bring to the room, this is part of the legacy you're leaving behind, right? What lives on when we die is the soul and the subtle body. So that subtle body is like, there's a song that's playing, whether someone is dead or alive, it reminds you of them. That means their subtle body is present with you. So much of the energy of this beautiful conjunction, meaning that all of the planets are aligned, they're all 18 degrees Taurus today. This is the time for you to recognize that you are here to leave a legacy. You are here activating your legacy. And with Taurus energy, there's so much, there could be stubbornness, right? But they know that they want to build that solid foundation. And this is the time for you to build that solid foundation. So before I dive deeper into that, let's talk about why this conjunction is truly one for the books. Alongside the multiple planets that are in retrograde right now, this beautiful conjunction happening in Taurus hasn't happened in over 1,800 years. That's a long ass time. And fun fact, I love that this meme has been going around, but today would actually be the day that George Jetson was born. Like, did the creators really know that? I don't know, but I love that this meme has been going around. It's been one of the greatest things that have just brought a smile to my face all day. Yesterday, today, when I found out, I was like, oh my God, you can't make this shit up. But with this big shift happening, and it hasn't happened in over 1,800 years, I want you to understand that revolutionary shifts are underway. And we're going to be seeing more and more of that, especially happening in politics. They call this the Great Resignation, right? You're going to see a lot of things and a lot of people releasing what they're not in alignment with anymore, because this is the time for us to step into our sovereign embodiment, own who we are and why we're here, and to answer that call to revolutionize the world with our medicine. Essentially, what I want you to understand, or what I want you to embrace, is that I want you to see this as the blessed up version of you who finally gets to get actualized. See this as the opportunity where your prayers are finally being heard, they're being answered. And what a grateful time, right? Like, I don't know about you, but it's been a pretty testy time for me over the years, the weeks, the months, but I know that there's been a purpose for all of it. And this is what I really want you to understand too, is that whatever it is you've endured, there's a purpose to all of it. So it's up to you to start to embrace it, to start to recognize it, to find gratitude in the abundance that is you, and honor your worth, because you're worthy of actualizing your desires and your dreams. It's up to you, though, to get out of your own way, to drop the stubbornness and to take action. And this is what I want to dive in deeper with you in this video. So, as you're on your way to actualize your blessed up version of you, your desires, your dreams, and really shift this new reality, you need to make sure that you're being aware of your thoughts, you're being aware of your beliefs, you're being aware of your habits and the foundation that you've been building to build this beautiful crystal castle to sustain your desires and your dreams. Because since everything is energy, if you can't hold on to that vibration, or if that energetic blessing wants to come through, but you're not a match to it because you don't believe in yourself, you deem yourself as unworthy, the who am I's, you're playing small, that's not going to come your way. But see this as a time where you're going to finally push through all that, because again, this is the answer to your prayers. This is the time for you to revolutionize the world with your medicine. The reason why things may have felt a little testy and challenging lately, this is your invitation to recognize that life isn't always unicorns and rainbows, as much as we would love for it to think, but it's not realistic. You have to recognize, though, that you have the power to flip the switch and to start writing this new story. But recognize as well that when you are navigating through those testy times, or the uncharted territories, or the really rocky and the rocky roads and the turbulent waters, there's a purpose to all of that. And it's up to you to make that shift of not feeling like a victim of your circumstances, but choosing to be victorious. It all comes down to you making that choice. Or are you making that choice? We can recognize as well that while these times have been testy lately, recognize it as like the tower. When we think of the tower card in tarot, it's like things are falling apart. There's the destruction that's happening. I want you to understand two amazing things about that. One, with that destruction, after all that chaos comes order, right? And order is part of that structure. Order is part of that alignment. Order is creating something better and stronger. Like, here I am in my room, and I just got new hardwood floors. I painted my room, and I blessed up my room. Because I blessed up myself, I'm seeing in my external reality the blessed up version of me. And so while there was 2 weeks of like construction and chaos, there was a purpose to that chaos, and now there's order. I want you to recognize that after all that chaos comes order. So while things could have felt crumbling, see it as the destruction of the old beliefs. See it as the destruction of what no longer serves. See it as the destruction of these outdated ways of being that need to clear, that need to be released, so that you can actualize and make space for what it is you're calling in, your desires, the blessed up version of you. You need to clear out, make space, release what no longer serves, so that you can find yourself in alignment and build that structure, that foundation for your desires. You may have found yourself having to get radically honest and face the things that aren't in alignment anymore. And that's not always easy. It takes courage. And even here, being in Leo season, where we're owning in our strength, the fact that this is happening during the Lionsgate portal, and I've talked about this before in podcast episodes, talking about the Lionsgate portal, which you can click here if you want to watch or listen to that episode. But I want you to recognize that there is this inner strength, and this is the invitation for you to understand, is that you're worthy of actualizing your dreams. You are abundant. You are beautiful. You can have whatever it is you want, but it's up to you to take that initiative. And so that's why with these planets that are conjunct plus the North Node, I'm excited to share with you more about this information and this medicine so you can have a better understanding of why this is pivotal for you right now. Essentially, what's going on is that there are new chapters of your story ready to be written. There are new beginnings ready to be paved ahead. There's so much new. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that August is just going to feel like the beginning of the year. The first 8 months have been super wonky, but again, we had to face everything so we know what's not in alignment so that we can get radically honest and so that we can alchemize and transmute what no longer serves to make space to come in. I like to think of this. This is what I just saw. So we know the number 8, right? We're going into August. It's the 8th month. I think a lot of the magician card in tarot and how the magician has like the infinity symbol over their head. And so you are your own magician, right? This is your life. You are creating your life. And so what comes in your internal world is what's creating your external world. And from the external world, the things that aren't feeling in alignment, see that as an invitation and as a mirror to be like, okay, this is what I need to shift, or see it as like, this is what I'm not consenting to, right? This is an opportunity for you to step into your power and to know that there are infinite possibilities of what your life can bring. And to me, this is what I feel is the greater blessing of this conjunction that's happening. And that download just came through. That was not part of my notes, but this is what I'm just seeing is that the inner is creating the external. So what you're seeing in your 3D reality is all based on your past beliefs about yourself, the thoughts you've been having. There's a deeper, more understanding and medicine behind this that I'm going to be sharing more on this YouTube channel. So again, if you're not subscribed, I invite you to, because I'm so excited to be sharing with you more about the law of assumption. It's something that came into my life the past 2 weeks when I was in construction. And honestly, it's been revolutionizing my life. And I'm so excited to be sharing more of that with you. So again, if you're not subscribed, please do, because so much more of this medicine. This is how I'm choosing to embrace the conjunction for myself and set up these new foundations and these new beginnings and focus on this rebrand. But enough of me. Let's talk about you. These experiences, these new opportunities, these new beginnings are here to support you. And what I want you to understand is that the key to find success here is about you getting out of your own way. Goodbye. Like, you need to stop with the old habits. You need to stop with the limiting beliefs. You need to stop with the doubts. You need to stop with the insecurities. Done. Done, done, done. But it's up to you to make that choice, because nothing or no one outside of you can do that for you. 1, and 2, you need to own your power. If you are giving your power to someone or something outside of you, you're coming and operating from a space of disempowerment. And if you are disempowered, you're not going to be able to magnetize and call in what it is you desire. Plain and simple. If you haven't already, I invite you to start cultivating a deeper relationship with the divine. I've been really honing in on my relationship with God and not remembering that God is the generator, the organizer, the deliverer, and the destroyer, something that I learned back when in my Kundalini teachings. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the D. Let's talk about the D. But I'm going to talk about the D part of that. And that's what a lot of this energy is of this conjunction as well. But you have to understand that you are made in the likeness of God, and God is working through you. So when you start to cultivate that deeper relationship with God, and you allow yourself to get out of your own way and allow the true prime creator that created you to take the lead and to take initiative, what a release that is. Like, you'll be gaining more energy to focus and to take action, to take initiative, to actualize and to follow through on what it is you're calling in on, setting the foundation, building that foundation and strengthening the container so that you can sustain and actualize your desires. So see this as a time for you to become, I'm going to keep repeating this because it can't be said enough, but you need to see this as a time to really become more mindful of your beliefs, how you speak to yourself, how you view yourself, your self-concept, your actions, your habits, and if they're actually aligned to that blessed version of you who has actualized their dreams, who has actualized their desires, who's come and experienced that alignment with what they know they're worthy of. This is the invitation for you right now, is to start taking a radical inventory of your structures, your beliefs, and if those doubts and insecurities are still running in, how can you go within and nourish that younger, older, past part of you that's been yearning for your love, because maybe they've been looking for that love outside of themselves because they've been afraid to find that within themselves. Is that what's been going on? All I want you to understand is that the reason why this conjunction is so big is because this is the time for you to start taking initiative. This is the time for you to answer the call, and this is the time to go for it. I just saw, I don't know why I'm having all these like cartoon references, but I just saw like Peach Has Got It. I used to love playing Nintendo 64 with my sister, and I was like, yeah, Peach has got it. But you are that priestess, like, or that priest. You are, it's time for you to step into your throne, to own your royalty and own it. Like, you got this, but you have to believe that you've got it. So let's go back to that 18 degrees Taurus and why this is big. We all know Taurus is a very strong earth sign, right? Structure, the material, like the foundation. We talked about before, I shared before, the importance of 18 being the subtle body and the legacy you're going to leave from this solid foundation. While Taurus is also ruled by the planet of Venus, which is the divine feminine of love, this is the invitation for you to love and nourish yourself. This is the invitation for you to honor your worth, right? Taurus has a lot to do with luxury and money. So are you loving and honoring your worth? I'm just going to jump quickly and talk about these planets and the North Node. But essentially, when we think about the planet of Uranus, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. Very, very rebellious sign. It's also an air sign, so it has a lot to do with the mental aspect, okay? So being an air sign, dealing with the mental, this rebellious, creative genius is here to recognize what's going on and choosing to revolutionize the world, choosing to be that sacred disruptor. And so with Taurus, with this happening in Taurus in this fixed sign, I want you to recognize that to be able to revolutionize the world with your medicine, to be able to be that sacred disruptor, there has to be structure. There has to be a plan. There has to be sustained doing, sustained action. That has a lot to do with the Mars energy, right? Mars is ruled by Aries, fire sign. It's like they're taking charge. It's very strong connected with the divine masculine. So here you've got Taurus with the divine feminine, Mars, Aries, and the divine masculine. And this is the time for you, if you want to embody that blessed version of you. Again, embody means like the material self, as my ears are ringing. But if you want to embody that blessed up version of you, like in this human body, in this reality, you're going to need to take action. You're going to need to get radically honest. You're going to need to burn and transmute everything that isn't serving you anymore. This Aries energy, Mars, is so strong with the divine expression. This is the energy that's going to carry on. This is the energy that's going to take initiative through that conscious discipline, because they're devoted to follow through. So much of Taurus energy is like, yo, once I start, I'm going to keep going, right? You have to be devoted to this mission. You have to be devoted to this vision. You have to be devoted to this deep inner knowing of the reality that you want to create, and it's yours to take. it's yours to go for it. So are you ready to bring that higher self of you into this human experience? Are you? Again, you have to make sure that for you to sustain what it is you're calling in, and this is where the D comes in when I was talking about God. D is deals with fixed science. I talk a lot, so much more about this inside the Mystic Planner, where you can start planning your work week based off of the astrological energy. So if you want to learn more about that, check that in the description below. But this D is the deliverer or the destroyer. This is part of the medicine of God, right? And so you have to destroy, again, what isn't serving. So you have to destroy what isn't serving, that is getting in your way of being that sacred disruptor, that rebellion. You need to destroy what's been getting in the way of you for taking action. Again, transmuting and burning away, alchemizing what isn't served, so that you can be this energetic expression of you, who you are as the pure energetic expression. You are made in the likeness of God. You are here to be of service. You are here to deliver medicine. You came here on mission, and this is the time for you to step in and to own that. But for you to actualize it, to sustain it, and to really get there, this is the time for you to get out of your own way. I'm going to keep saying it. You got to destroy what no longer serves. You've got to make space for what it is you're calling in. And sometimes that work isn't easy. It can be challenging, especially when you have to face your karma, which is a lot of what the North Node energy is about. To understand the nodes, because they're not necessarily planets, but the nodes have to deal with where the sun and the moon were on their elliptical orbital. So if they're going around the earth, you have to know where they are so that you can recognize the deeper medicine of what's going on. So when we talk about the North Node, for instance, that's where your true north is. And so if you're honoring this true north, which is you and your sovereign embodiment, you as to who you are, this is the space where you are going to actualize your destiny. You're here to be embodied as your highest self. You're here to be embodied as your blessed version of you. Like, there's no more room for playing small. And that's what the medicine of this beautiful, beautiful, powerful portal is about. What areas in your life need more of your love? Where can you bring yourself some more TLC? Where can you get radically honest? Where can you start making those shifts? Are you willing to embrace those karmic lessons so that you can be that sacred disruptor and say, this ends with me and this ends right here, right now, because this is not in alignment with where I'm going. This is the time for you to master those challenges and see it as opportunities, not only for you to grow, but for you to learn those lessons and for you to be able to help someone else down the line. This is something that I love to help my clients with, that I do one-on-one work and in my group programs, is that I like to go deep with my clients, because the very things that you've been able to conquer, the very challenges that you've been able to overcome, there's a purpose for it. And once you've been able to master it, then you're able to teach it, and then you're able to be of service, and you're going to be able to help someone else down the line. You have to trust that there's a reason why you're navigating through what you're navigating through. It's happening for you. It's not happening to you. And with this happening for you, there's a bigger purpose. There's a bigger unfoldment that's happening, and it's all happening in your favor. You just have to be able to trust this. You have to be able to embrace this. You have to know that God has a divine plan with it. And while it may look testy in your 3D world, that's because of your past beliefs that are telling you to doubt or to try to steal away your power. So this is an invitation for you to be really gentle with yourself during these revolutionary shifts, because it can be testy. And if you don't know how to love yourself, or you don't give yourself the time and space to love yourself, it's going to take a lot more of your energy to get through it. I can tell you from experience, and it's not fun. But there will be a lesson that can be part of your karma of, like, why didn't you love yourself the way that you should love yourself? Maybe this is an invitation for you. Maybe this is for someone out there that, well, I need to start taking care of myself better. Because again, that's so much of this Taurus energy, the self-love and the self-nourishment, the sovereign embodiment, the the becoming and the embodiment of who you are. So this is the time to embrace your potential, to honor your worth, and to align yourself with your values, and to not belittle or step back or put your values on the back burner to please others. This is not about like doing what everyone else or the outside world is telling you who you need to be. This is about you embracing your truth, your sovereign embodiment, and not only embracing it, but embodying it and unleashing that out into the world. So let's talk about how you can use this conjunction to better enhance your life. As I mentioned before, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, and there's a lot of rebellion in that. And so this is the time for you to be the rebel to that old perception of you. Be a rebel of that old story that you've believed for far too long, that isn't serving you anymore, that isn't in alignment with the you who's actualized their desires. It's time for you to start writing a new story. So you need to rebel against that old version of you. More than that, you need to love. Think of the Taurus. You need to love that old version of you, because you didn't get to this very space without that journey. So if you start to shame your past, there's no love there. You need to start being compassionate. With that suffering comes compassion. So I have that tattooed on my arm to remind me. There's things that you've had to overcome. It's made you stronger. So be compassionate with yourself on what you've had to endure, because again, this is something that you can, with North Node, this is something that you're going to be able to potentially help others with. This is part of the karmic lessons that you've had to go through. I want you to start writing this new story. I want you to start honing in on that blessed up version of you. I want you to embody and unleash your medicine with the world. And with the North Node, this is the time to embrace those really dark emotions and those deep shadows, because the stars shine the brightest in the darkest of nights. You have to come and unify within yourself if you want to reach higher states of consciousness, because you are consciousness. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are consciousness. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. The mind, the duality piece, and I'll be talking more about this in an upcoming video, but that duality piece of the mind is the positive, negative, and that's what we see in the 3D world. Embracing the dark emotions and the old beliefs and the shadows, coming into that space and wholeness and nurturing yourself, being gentle with yourself. This is a really, really big invitation for you. So if you're finding yourself navigating through really turbulent, testy times, be kind to yourself. And again, I want you to get honest with yourself. Maybe you've been giving away your power to someone or something outside of you, thinking that once you get here, or once you get this person, or whatever, something materialized, once I get this, then I'll be happy. You're giving away your power. Stop it. You need to cultivate that happiness within yourself. You need to come into that wholeness within yourself. You need to own it, own you, own your radiance, own your brilliance, own who you are. Embrace what makes you you, because you're worthy, you're one of a kind, you're unique, and there's a purpose why you're here. So stop allowing the negativity of the negative polarity, I should say, of the 3D world to feed this story or this belief that has kept you playing small. Enough of that. We're done with that. You're done with that. You want to become this blessed version of you. So you're releasing what isn't serving you anymore. That's what this invitation, and with this Jupiter retrograde too. Like, we're going through this till November, the next 4 months or so. Just, where is your faith? Where is your faith? What are you believing? How are you becoming that blessed version of you? How are you owning your self-worth? Again, Taurus, self-worth, luxury, own it. Embrace what makes you feel sexy and luxurious and abundant. That's why I'm just like here in a bathing suit top. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to let my like inner priestess out. But this is an invitation for you to move your body, get in your body. So I invite you to like put on a really sexy playlist and like ambiance patrol is what I like to call it. Like, set some candles, burn some incense, essential oils, whatever. Like, dim the lights, put on some good music, and just like feel yourself. I want you to feel embodied. Come back into your embodiment. Come back into your wholeness. Like, you need to recognize your worth and own it if you want to feel good and have other people feel good with around you. Like, you need to feel good and cultivate that within yourself first. Mars is inviting you to cultivate the sustainability in your life. Mars is inviting you to take that action. Mars wants you to embrace the love and the abundance you're worthy of, right? Like, you need to unify with that divine masculine within you. If you're trying to call your person in, your man, your divine masculine in, you've got to cultivate this union within yourself and cultivate the divine masculine within you. And that's the invitation. Mars is really inviting you to really step up and embrace and cultivate and nourish and live from that beautiful, beautiful inner divine union within, because as within, so without. So this is the time for you to stay in your own lane as you're activating your dreams. And like I said, 3D world, there can be a lot of people that have no idea how to navigate through this because they haven't done the work on themselves. They aren't aware. And you need to make sure that you're also like burning any distractions, keeping that shield up, protecting yourself. Like, I think of the divine masculine, the king is a protector, right? You need to protect yourself from what's going on outside of you as well. If you believe that your desires are coming, they will come. But you need to take action to become that blessed up version of you who has actualized their desires and who you are in that space with those desires actualized. That's what you need to focus your energy on right now. So the question is, how are you choosing to be loyal to yourself? How are you choosing to better honor your boundaries? How are you choosing to take care of yourself and to cultivate a deeper sense of self-love? Because it's a necessity if you want to cultivate sustainable success, if you really want to make the most of your life. You need to take care of yourself so that you can share from a cup overflowing. Because again, those answers aren't outside of you, they're within you. So how are you choosing to get out of your own way? Are you willing to practice patience as life is unfolding and the 3D is catching up to the blessed up version of you? You see yourself embodied, who's unified and united with their truth, their sovereign embodiment, the divine masculine, the divine feminine within. Are you willing to be patient, knowing that what's yours, there's nothing that can stop you from actualizing your desires? There's nothing that can get in the way, because what's meant to be yours will be yours, but you have to believe it. You have to allow God to take the lead. And in the meantime, continue to focus on you. That's my prayer for you during this conjunction, because this is setting the stone and it's laying the foundation for your life from here on out. So now let's talk about business, because with Uranus also being a planet that rules a lot with technology, we already knew the Uranus and Taurus shift that happened was going to be a massive changes in technology. And we all recognize that this technology, social media, it's not going anywhere, but it's a blessing too. We need to start seeing that, like, here's this medicine, this transmission that's found its way to you. You can find things, you can learn, you can grow, you can share your medicine, you can build your own business. There's all these beautiful blessings that technology has been able to bring forth. But again, there can be a lot of this rebellion that's coming and these massive shifts that are underway that we also need to be discerning about as well. So there can be a lot of overwhelm with the news, with social media, and just like so much information coming at you. If you're finding yourself like, whoa, there's a lot going on, you need to take time away from social media. Think of, like, if you go back to Taurus and that foundation and that structure and Mars taking action, use this as a time to get your ducks in a row and start thinking about potentially creating and bulk contenting, so you're not on there constantly all the time, and you can hone in your energy to utilize technology to share your medicine and your message with the world. But this is a great time for you to honor your business. To honor your business is to honor you and honor your energy if you want to revolutionize the world and really unleash your medicine with your business. So again, focus on building that foundation so that you can go ahead and nourish your online empire. That's why I've been so big with systems lately. I created a whole program, Alchemize Your Systems, that gives you plug and play templates that can really help you create smarter, not harder. All those descriptions and all the links for Mystic Planner, Alchemize Your Systems, they're all in the description below. But I want you to set yourself up for success. And that's what a lot of this Uranus and Taurus energy alongside the conjunction with the North Node and Mars. It's like you're taking action to live out your life's purpose. Like this is the time. Technology is here to support you. So stop coming up making excuses and start getting your shit together. Start taking this as a time to really hone in on your business, to hone in on your life's purpose, right? North Node. We're honing in on on your purpose. The lessons you've learned along the way, the karma you've been able to transmute and overcome, things that you've been able to integrate. Allow that. That's your medicine. That's what you're here to share with the world. That's what I'm here to help you really unleash and to help be of service with. So, are you willing to take action, Mars? Are you going for it? Are you getting out of your own way? Are you done with the excuses? Are you creating the foundations for sustainable success? You're here to lead with passion. So I invite you to get grounded. I invite you to honor the systems and the structures because that's the foundation that's going to build your empire. If you don't have this foundation on solid ground, how are you going to build this beautiful empire that's in alignment with the visions and the dreams and the desires you have of creating the most extraordinary life? Again, you are the magician. This is your life. Nothing or no one can stop you but you. So how are you choosing to lead with passion and to get grounded and to practice patience as you cultivate the success? Because the success doesn't happen overnight. Slow and steady wins the race, and you want to sustain what you've been building. And so when you allow yourself to have these structures, you allow yourself to take the time to nourish you, you allow yourself to get your shit together. When you come up with a game plan, you have the ability to actualize your desires. So you've navigated through a lot of growth personally, right? That's what a lot of this North Node is. How are you allowing yourself to continue to embrace the challenges that may arise? How are you recognizing that life is happening for you, not to you? How are you getting out of that victim consciousness? This is the time for you to embrace whatever challenges may arise. Are you willing to get radically honest with yourself? Are you willing to get out of your own way? Are you really ready to recognize and to shift this perspective that life is happening for you and not to you? You have the ability with this strength and this power to believe in miracles and to have faith that what is yours will be yours. But you have to, again, set yourself up. It's all unfolding and happening for you and not to you. So again, where is your faith? So now that I've shared all of that, I'm going to pull some cards. Danielle just gifted me this deck. This is the second time I'm pulling from this deck. I pulled last night, and literally the first time I pulled from this deck, I cried. I'm so grateful. Danielle's a great friend. I was in the Six of Pentacles in her Moonchild Tarot. And so when she sent me this deck, I'm just so grateful. So I wanted to pull from here and discover and share with you the medicine that's coming through, because, there's like the ocean and the tides. This is what I'm hearing right now. Like sometimes there's high tides, low tides, sometimes there's turbulent waters, but you just have to keep going. You have to keep persevering. And water, right? I'm thinking of the water sign if we're going to honor all the elements, because the only one we haven't talked about so far is water. And I just want you to embrace your emotions that are really coming through during this time, which is why I believe this is why I was led to share with this deck. But they're beautiful. The cards feel amazing. And the artwork, as usual, is amazing. Calling forth the highest benevolence of truth and love and compassion to share the medicine of the past, a medicine of the present, and the medicine of what's to come as we navigate through this beautiful portal. Okay, so let's just start. Bottom of the deck, transcendence. What I'm hearing from this, without even reading from the book, is like, you're here to transcend what doesn't serve. You're here to transcend the limiting beliefs. Beautiful. Wow. Past, we have sacred chalice. The present, we have the abyss. And for the future, we've got, wow, this is the card I pulled last night. Melusina. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm going to read just a small piece because the book is beautiful as well. Heart chakra. So this is the past. Heart chakra, goddess energy, divine gifts, wellspring of abundance. I am ever flowing with possibility. I am a creative being. I am a magnet for love and abundance. How can I celebrate the beautiful abundance in my life? I mean, is this not what I was sharing with Taurus energy? What I'm hearing with this is like, you got to make sure you are taking care of your cup. Like, you need to fill your cup so that you can share from the overflow. This is, I'm just going to read the last paragraph because this is the one that came at me. A very positive omen to receive. This beautiful card heralds a time of celebration when heartfelt wishes manifest and life overflows with love and abundance. Such fertile energy may lead to a birth of a beloved child, a pet, a new home, job, or project. You are a magnet for love in all of its forms. Be open to resonant soul connections entering your experience. Blessed new beginnings are possible now. Embrace your bliss wholeheartedly, dear one, and don't forget to share your great fortune with others. What I'm hearing, this is the time to honor your chalice. Remember, honor your body. Like, I want you to cultivate time where you're just listening to good music, ambiance patrol, and you're nourishing you. This is the way that you're going to be able to tap into the unlimited potential that you are here, that you are. So the present, we've got the abyss, building out of chaos, upheaval, shadow work, regeneration, planting new seeds. From the dark, the light is sown. What did I say earlier? The stars shine brightest in the darkest of nights. There's going to be shadow work, North Node. Like, this is the time for you to overcome those karmic lessons and to recognize that once you've been able to overcome it, they're part of your life's purpose and what you're here to share and what you're here to help. This is how you're here to be of service. You have to serve yourself first by loving yourself unconditionally, right? Like, the sacred chalice, you need to, the past, this is the invitation of the past has been waiting for you to recognize. It's like, how are you choosing to start to love yourself? What has shattered or been reborn within my life? This card may come when you or someone you love is forced to reconcile an insurmountable challenge. It may suddenly seem as though life has been flipped upside down just when you felt safe or settled. This is a disintegration of some kind of comfort. The best solution may be to let the energy of the situation self destruct and run its course. Remember when I was talking about the tower earlier? You have to destroy what isn't serving so that you can begin anew from a fresh new foundation. Like, hello, you can't make this shit up. Surrender to the waves and let them take you to calmer waters. After this experience, you'll be more resilient than ever before. Courageous compassion is a gift that comes with our own inner alchemy and through feeling into the abyss of our greatest challenge and seeing them as catalysts for the most beautiful gems of self-love that we hold. This is where your power accumulates and expands, not in the easy moments, nor through coasting life in shallow waters. Every so often, we are meant to go deep to find ourselves in the abyss. So whatever chaos or challenges that may arise, this is the time for you. This is the time for you to just be gentle and nourish you to the best of your ability, because there's regeneration. You're going through a rebirth right now. So again, you need to take care of yourself in whatever means possible so that you can navigate through this time and best serve you. So when we talk about the future, we got Melusina. This is the your potential future, right? Unique expressions, authenticity, diverting from the crowd. I am unapologetically me. I celebrate my beauty. The Melusines are sacred supernatural group of mer beings that are part fae and dragon, often depicted with two tails and wings. Their elusive and mysterious story holds many theories and origin points that date back to the Middle Ages. The first Melusines were said to have been the daughters of Scottish king and the fairy known as Pristine. After Pristine decided to leave the king, she took her three daughters to the Isle of Avalon, where their magic sprouted and their mythology and folklore was spread. As you open up more and express your own authentic blueprint, there may be initial fears of being judged or criticized by others. It may feel safe to keep your voice quiet and your inner light dimmed, but the world does not want you to remain small during this time. Hello. You are being encouraged to come out of your shell. How are you being encouraged to come out of your shell? That's the question. You're meant for greatness and to walk this life in happiness and bliss, to embody all of your unique facets and beautiful expressions, to feel comfortable in your own skin. Embrace what makes you silly, loud, funny, quirky, and different. We all see the world through our own eyes, so why waste our precious time worrying about the distorted views and the perceptions of others? If you were asked at the end of your life, what did you what you did with the time that you had, the small worries, the hangups, the frivolous details that once held you back would seem inconsequential. Let yourself be free from rigid structures and expectations. Nature is not predictable. It is wild, colorful, diverse, extroverted, and raw. It needs no instruction or validation. It has nothing to prove. It is perfect in all of its beautiful variations and hues. Change comes with the neutral order of creation, and you are the artist of your own life. This is the time for you to be you, boo. That's what this invitation is inviting. It's like, how are you going to be you? And yes, while it's important to have structures, see it as a time of devotion. Don't be so hard on yourself, but allow yourself to be unapologetically you. Allow yourself to allow your freak flag to fly, because you're transcending this old story. You're releasing what isn't serving. You're letting go of the old version of you, because if you want to get to where you're going, you can't be doing the same shit you've been doing. You've got to face what's uncomfortable. You have to step out of your comfort zone, and you need to invite yourself to get out of your own way. So, to wrap this up, I just want to share that as you become more aware of this, like, please, 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 please take the time to nourish you. If you're feeling testy or challenged or overwhelmed with the circumstances or what's unfolding, see it as an invitation for you to love yourself and to nourish yourself more often, because nothing or no one outside of you is going to bring that but you. If you're not in your sovereign embodiment and you're giving your power to something or someone outside of you, believing that the answers are outside of you, that's when you become prey for the darker forces to hook you in and to suck your power, like energy vampires, right? They'll suck the life force out of you. And when you find yourself in those moments, keep doing you. I invite you to pray more. I invite you to spend more time than usual off social media. I invite you to be discerning. And when you're out in public, I invite you to protect your energy, to nourish, to cleanse, to purify, and nourish and love on you. You have to recognize your worth. You have to honor your worth. You're here to do you. There's no one in this world like you. No one who has the gifts and the abilities and emanates your light. So give yourself the time to nourish you. You may find yourself testy or out of alignment or going through waves of emotions. I get it. Revolutions, like, they're not, it's not for the faint hearted, but you're a sacred disruptor and you know you can persevere. I want you to remember that the 3D reality that you're seeing is because of your past beliefs and your past ways of thinking and being. Understand that diving in deep is the invitation for you to pave that path so that you can cultivate that stable, sustained, abundant, successful reality and life, that version of you who is embodied and devoted to become a miracle and an answered prayer in this world. You are here to embody and become the best version of you. You have to take the action, you have to take the initiative, and you have to believe in yourself. This is a major invitation and a major initiation in your spiritual journey and in your spiritual awakening to bless up and up level. And so you have to practice patience. You have to be persistent. You have to believe in yourself. You got to nourish yourself and cultivate and honor. I mean, again, we're in Leo season. Have that overall confidence in yourself that you're going to be able to navigate through these revolutionary times just fine, because you're a child of God and you are always divinely protected and always divinely guided. But you have to invite the divine to take the lead. You have free will, right? Allow the divine to come in and take the lead. So I invite you to find your groove, stay true to you, and remember this: slow and steady wins the race. So be patient, be persistent, and thanks for being here. If you liked this video and you want to be generous, just please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone. Again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. I'm going to be sharing a lot more of these insights and this medicine. But I want to hear in the comments how you're choosing to honor yourself and revolutionize the world with your medicine. I'm very excited that this blessing has finally come. I've been waiting for this. I've been curious to see what's to come. And Just be an observer of what's going on and remember to do you, because the world is ready for your medicine. I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. And again, if you want to get more of this, please subscribe. Ring that little bell, and you can follow me on Instagram at Sabrina Riccio at the Sovereign Society Podcast. And I'll be seeing more of you soon. Take care. Satnam.